Hello, everyone. We're here once again for another playoffs game. This time we'll be watching Savage versus Stormbound. I'm here with my friend and mod team member Kao.
Hello guys, I'm here again.
Yeah, here we are again.
Another game.
Yeah, but we're excited for another great game.
It's a semi-final. We have to be excited.
Yeah, and Stormbound gave quite a show last time they were on stream, so we were
Yeah.
hoping for a good spectacle today.
And for those who didn't saw, there was quite a show by Savage in the top 8 in the other game because he swept with its Iron Crown with 5 kills.
That's correct.
So pretty hype if it's another Iron Crown setup this time.
Yeah, that's also going to be very exciting. Savage is also a great player, so we're expecting a very good game today.
Of course.
So, looking at what they brought, I'm surprised I see that Go-Goat.
Yeah, maybe
was
it's
not
probably because maybe Green Ninja, maybe a switch into Earthquake and stuff for the Tusk,
I
for that
guess,
Rillaboom.
yeah, I guess that's a good switch into Tusk. Okay, they are starting very
I mean,
strongly,
yeah,
very strongly on Savage's part, calling Rillaboom as the lead for Stormbound.
I like it.
Yeah, but it's a mental game this first turn, because I don't know what
Yeah,
Rodham is going for.
if he predicts a Volt switch, it can be burned by a Will-O-Wisp or something on the Tusk.
But Etron can switch in with Flashfire and hit the Will-O-Wisp.
It can be a free air slash, and Tusk is not okay with it because it doesn't have the speed to hit it, and it's a super effective move against him. So probably the
Yeah,
switch will be between I think Etran or even the Overquill. Overquill might be a little bit speed maybe to catch the Iron Crown since it was set up a lot of the times.
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I would say it's either Overkill or Etron. Etron is also quite bulky in Spadef, so yeah, and it hits a Volt switch. It hits it comfortably. Let's see what Savage is gonna do next. Probably Quack here.
I've seen the Quack winning a 1v1 against a Rillaboom with upper hand. It will be interesting to see something like that. I don't know if Blaze is Savage is going to do something like that. It will be pretty fire and a nice.
If they are Swords Dance Ice Spinner.
Yeah, to remove the terrain.
Yeah, because I don't think they need close combat.
I don't think either.
Yeah.
Aqua Step is kind of free. I mean, the water moves in general.
Yeah, Grand Ninja is not gonna tank a boosted Aqua Step comfortably either way. So I can see Swords Dance Side Spinner, Upper Hand, and Water Step. So maybe a bit niche, but
Yeah, but it works. It can work, I guess.
yeah, and you gotta consider that Rillaboom. You're not gonna remove it with non super effective moves. It's quite bulky actually. But let's see. I don't think Terastallized is gonna come in here, so CC, if it's there, it's kind of free.
They are thinking.
Yeah, no one really wants to eat a close combat in Stormbound's team.
True.
And those who can potentially eat it don't want to eat an Aqua Staff.
Yeah, Kokoball is pretty scary in this matchup.
Yeah. If they didn't bring a bulkier Rillaboom, this can be quite dangerous. But looking at Stormbound's team, I don't really see how I would deal with Quack.
Good
Yeah,
damage.
but it's gonna be Rillaboom. Quack's gotta switch out now, and Rillaboom is recovering with the field.
It's a bulky.
It's bulky Rillaboom, yeah.
Yeah. For what I'm seeing here, it might be like full HP and full defense Rillaboom, just to deal with the Quaquaval.
Probably. It ate that close combat very well, very well. Now they can either knock off and get rid of some item and get some health back while at it, or just pivot into another Pokemon and retain momentum. I think they gotta stay and heal some more.
Probably.
Because if that Quack goes unchecked, it's gonna be the end of the game. Well, there's Overkill can have Intimidate, which is gonna help, but still.
Still, there's a lot to check.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
It's dangerous to leave Rillaboom at mid or low health. Okay, they're thinking it through.
It's okay. Stormbound it might stay because of the. Oh,
okay.
Okay, now that was a good play.
I think it was too risky. Grassy Glide would have killed easily there. It's a bit aggressive, I think.
Yeah, it's an aggressive play, but I liked it.
Fair enough.
A great one.
Fair enough. I think it was a bit too aggressive, but
Okay, I know.
yeah.
If we were to play correctly, the Quaquaval will die with too aggressive glide, even because of the close combat drop on the defense.
Yeah, even without the field. Even if they were to remove the field first, which would never happen, but even so, with that defense drop, Grassy Glide would have killed anyway.
Yeah, and Quaquaval, that might be the win condition, being worn out, wouldn't be the best case for Savage, I guess.
Savage might also be thinking like, if I remove that Rillaboom, my whole team will have a much better time in this matchup. Maybe
also
they're not.
True.
Yeah, maybe they're not banking on Quaquaval to win this game, which is fair. We don't know what else they have, but I personally would keep Quaquaval in better health and not risk as much. But
well, Tusk can surely take a hit, so
yeah, Tusk is gonna knock something out.
I've seen Stormbound using the Tusk offensively during the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some kills with it, so
bulk up would be quite nice here.
Yeah, I've seen him using bulk up once at least.
Yeah, because then they have Stone Edge for Enamorous and Rotom. And maybe Ice Spinner for Goat if they considered it. And also that they can have just Ice Spinner. That was a good call.
Yeah.
Even though after the previous play from Savage, I wouldn't be so comfortable calling the switch here if I were Stormbound.
Yeah. What I was thinking was if the Enamorous was a weakness policy set, and the Ice Spinner would get the buffs to the Namoros thanks to it, and it could
Yeah.
be a setup in Namoros, I guess, with Drenikis and Earth Power.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the speed to pull that off, but that would be interesting. Yeah.
If they have the bulk to pull that off, it's sometimes it's
That's
enough.
that's enough. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But I think it may be a bit risky.
Yeah.
But that's an approach to the game. Yeah. That would be fun, but I don't know if they can manage the tanking enough and hitting hard enough. That
Oof.
okay, that's Shuka. All right. I was gonna say Southwest, but now this is also a funny turn, because Crown can switch in unless it's Crunch, and Enamorous can stay unless it's a poison move.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have another
A lot of 50-50s here.
yeah, a lot of funny predictions in this guy.
One thing that I'm seeing is that Stormbound doesn't really have a faster Pokemon than Dragapult. Will it be another Scarf's Roulette from him? Or just Shadow Sneak? Try to deal with it.
Maybe both. We've seen it before from
Yeah,
Stormbound.
or both, yeah.
Yeah. That's probably going to be Scarf Cerulege, yeah. Unless they are very confident in their bulk. But it's always risky to not try and outspeed Dragon Bolt.
I can also see a Swords Dance putting some work with Shadow Sneak.
That too, yeah. It's either priority or a Scarf.
Yeah.
Either one, yeah. Greninja is also an option. It's a Scarf user or Battle Bond that can also deal with Dragapult.
Yeah, true. I can see it being a Scarf here, I guess. He might even have extra sensory to deal with the Quick Wave.
Yeah.
Or Quackball, as you guys like it more.
The chat is calling SD Battle Bond Greninja.
Let's go.
Let's see.
It will be cool to see. I
Also,
like it.
Also SD Shadow Sneak Greninja. That's also a thing apparently.
Yeah.
Doesn't Greninja get Sucker Punch?
I don't think so. But I don't know. I'll check it. We have time.
Well, even if it does, I get Shadow Sneak over Sucker Punch. At least you don't. Oh, okay. Never mind then. But if it did, I understand Shadow Sneak over Sucker Punch. At least you don't get a predict on Sucker Punch and get burnt or something alike from Dragapult.
Hey, don't remind Sucker Punch to Stormbound.
Oh yeah.
What a game in the last
stream.
top 8. Last stream was nuts.
Yeah.
Hello,
to the last HP, literally all the Mon died.
What a game.
They're thinking really hard about this one. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
They decide to stay within them. Okay. Okay, Savage is being quite aggressive, which I'm starting to like a little more. He's been Rillaboom is very low. Now Overquill is very low. Quavel is can switch in now and run with the game. Possible, probably, yeah. The two obvious counters are very low.
Yeah, it's not a balloon Etern also, so it doesn't enter very well here. It's not a switching. It's a leftovers one. So there's no Shuka, there's no balloon to do with this Earth Power spam. Earth Power spam is quite good right now for Savage.
Yeah. Even Rillaboom doesn't want to switch in right now.
Yeah, at the 14 HP, it might be a roll to die also, depending on the EVs on the Inamoras. It can be, I don't know how much he invested in that.
And Savage draws first blood, with Inamoras knocking out Overquill. It's gotta be Etern switching in here.
Most likely.
Yeah, Inem will not be as especially bulky. Unless have we seen Inamoras tank anything yet? I don't recall.
I was just checking if Stormbound can be more proactive and more offensive and bring the Greninja if it has like a Ice Beam.
Yeah, chat is wondering exactly what I'm wondering. If this NM is especially bulky enough, I don't know if Stormbound has anything that threatens a kill here against Inamoras.
True.
And even without investment, Inamoras is quite thick.
Oh.
Here comes the Sero. Is this a weakness policy set?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about right now. Bringing him right here.
It might be.
Sure. It can even be a Swords Dance, weakness policy.
Yeah, and Shadow sneak their way through the other team. Yeah. Or as you're saying that that Satellite can Swords Dance here, and that's gonna be very scary, and we totally agree.
Yeah. Truly scary.
Yeah. Because Savage doesn't really have a Shadow Edge check per se. Rotom should tank something and maybe give it a para. But other than that, Quack can switch in, but not sure Quack can tank a +2 Shadow Sneak. Maybe it was EV trained for that. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know. At least I'm not really calculating things. I'm just on the go.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with Cerulege calcs.
Savage is thinking carefully about this one. I would too.
Yeah, potentially activating a weakness policy that is very, very scary.
I think a Swords Dance activating your weakness policy is like GG, basically.
Probably is, yeah.
Yeah, good point on by Orange. The chip on the Cockwave that he did against the Rillaboom. This is where it gets even scarier because being at 52%.
Not gonna tank shit.
It's not gonna tank.
The LDR is not gonna tank shit
It's
from that
not gonna
Terastallized.
tank.
Assuming it's gonna Swords Dance.
Yeah, I guess with the Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak is kills it already. So even if it has a little bit of bulk. The only thing I can see is maybe some kind of sack of numbers or something. Oof, the crit.
It's not weakness policy.
It's not.
Yeah, that crit was unfortunate.
Maybe Rotom has Thunder Wave and can be faster than Surledge. Thunder Wave or something like that to stop him from playing. Or to at least try to help him with the yellow magic so he can be paralyzed. Ooh. Wait a second.
Okay, it doesn't have the Chesto Berry, so this is a good chance for Stormbound to set up.
The question is, does he have setup?
A Cerulege Scarf again.
Or is it a scarf or something like that?
Oh. Is it Scarf? Sleep Talk in Emeralds, okay. I can get behind that. Didn't roll into Earth Power, but might be enough to deal with the Num here.
Oh no.
Yeah. Bengalica is saying it's confirmed Scarf at this point, and I totally agree. We haven't seen anything other than the Blade.
And I think it was the best place for him to buff.
Yeah, if they had a way to set up, I think they would have by now.
Oh, what?
Okay,
it's not Scarf.
It's not. Oh, okay. So no setup here.
No setup.
Huh. Well,
what item is he running on the Surledge? Is it a Lumberry?
Maybe. It could be Lumberry, it could be Spell Tag, it could be... I don't even know, Charcoal. That Poltergeist did a lot of damage. So he must have some sort of boosting item. Well, I don't know how Enamours is trained, so I cannot be sure of this.
Okay.
But Enamours is out and Cerulege is full health.
Yeah, Cockwave enters here.
Yeah.
Shadow Sneak might not be enough.
It probably isn't from here, since it's not boosted, unless Spell Tag is a thing and changes a calculation. I don't know. Bengalico is betting on Cassib Berry Serlet.
Okay.
Missouri is saying AV because of how little it took from Earth Power. And no SD, which would make a lot of sense.
I can see an AV.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you consider the Iron Crown. AV is not that far-fetched in this matchup. But we're again at the position where you either sack Reliable and give Quack a Moxie boost, which you don't want.
Yeah, this is likely AV from what I've seen.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we have a Dragon Dance Quaquavel. Oh no.
Yeah,
The
but
famous.
but they got a little chip. They got a little chip.
Is it enough for the Shadow Sneak?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
Water Shuriken? Water Shuriken.
Probably
I
Shadow
don't
Sneak.
believe so. Probably Shadow
Yeah.
Sneak can do it.
Yeah, probably Shadow Sneak kills from there. It's stab, I mean. And Serlage is quite strong. Quack is not.
Or
Doesn't seem-
from what I'm seeing on calcs, this is pretty funny because I think that the little boost of HP that Quaquavel got from the terrain might put him out of the KO zone of a Shadow Sneak.
Out of range. Damn.
Yeah, out of the range. Yeah, it might.
Damn.
It depends on the Serlage if it's adamant or jolly. If it's adamant, it maybe can kill.
Okay. Is this Scarf Greninja?
Yeah, if it's Scarf Greninja, it's okay.
It might
deal with
be.
the top level.
Since Serlage is not, it might be.
Yeah, probably. And it can even deal with Bolt and even a booster energy Iron Crown invested in speed. Could also be a good
Yeah.
answer for that.
It's
Yeah.
Scarf. Extra sensory.
Scarf Extrasensory.
But
As I thought.
But that presents a problem now that Iron Crown can just switch in.
True.
And-
If it's
and-
a setup again, we might see Iron Crown get out of hand very quickly.
Yeah. And Savage has been using that Iron Crown with setup to clean games recently. We've seen that.
Can even be a Calm Mind with Focus Blast.
Yeah,
and Started Power. Normally we have seen Iron Defense Calm Mind with Started Power and Attack and Cutter.
Okay.
What will it be this time?
Either way, Overquill is knocked out, so the storage power, if it is there, it's not gonna get anything to stop it. But Gogot comes in.
Here comes the goat.
This
It's
could be
interesting.
this could be bulk up Trailblaze. That would be fun.
Very funny.
That would be very funny.
This was probably a Sap Sipper goat, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not sure. No, they didn't switch into Rillaboom or tried or allude to thinking about it at any point.
Yeah,
So, but
I
not
don't really
being
know.
not being Sass Sipper, what would they be? I mean, I don't know Gogot at all.
Grass. It's between Sapsipper and Grass Belt.
Oh.
So since we are in the terrain, it didn't proc
Grass.
Grass Belt.
Grass Belt is nice. I see Grass Belt
but it's
working here.
Sapsipper. It's Sapsipper because Grass Belt would have activating the grassy terrain right now.
It activates. You can visually see it activate.
Yeah, it's a boost in the defense.
I know, but you get a message. You see it visually.
Yeah.
Okay. I was not aware of that. But we see the bulk up.
Yeah. Does it have something to hit run?
It has earthquake.
Oh.
It does. But it's in terrain. But it's a 4-time weakness. Or high horsepower. That also works. Goat is
Holy, the goat is putting work. Let's go. Chat might be really into this.
If this go trailblazes, that's gonna be fun. The chat is very excited about Go-Goats. Me too.
The goat is cooking.
Yeah, I've played some Go-Goats in my time on random battles.
I've never used it.
In
random battles, yeah.
Yeah, only in random battles, really. Yeah, and Orange is making a very good point. It gets Horn Leech, and on terrain, that Horn Leech is gonna hit like a truck and recover like a truck.
Could it be like a Oca Berry to kill the Surledge?
Maybe. I believe anything at this point. We gotta wait and see what happens.
Here probably Stormbound will like Spinner to remove the grassy terrains to stop some boosts to the goat, I guess. But it won't kill it.
No, and Horn Leech here, it's gonna...
Okay. It's Yash Berry.
Yeah, Horn Leech still does a lot here.
My god.
Horn Leech still does a lot here.
Go goat, the threat nobody talked about.
Well...
And don't forget it, we still have a Dragapult that didn't enter in the game.
Yeah. It's called the Goat, so... It's living up to its name. Now let's see if it tanks a Sludge Wave or a Sludge Bomb from this Greninja, if they have it, or Ice Beam even.
Ice Beam, yeah. The Archberry might have been for the Greninja to hit us a nice
one. Maybe that was Stormbound's idea with switching into Tusk, removing the field and activating a potential berry. But the Iron Crown is still there, healthy as they come.
There's still the threat of a crown and a pult. And don't forget about the Rotom. Don't forget about the Rotom. Well, some time to think.
Yeah, chat is discussing which move Greninja should lock into. Ice Beam is it's pretty much a consensus here. But they can try and Dark Pulse and hope for the flinch. Bengalco is confident the goat is taking any move, even Ice Beam here. Let's see.
I would say so. I wouldn't switch in with the goat at this point.
There's no point switching out with the goat, I think.
Yeah,
it's not. You either make it or you don't. You still have a lot of tools in the back to deal with this Greninja.
The thing is, Crown, if it locks in Ice Beam, Crown might take the place and do some damage.
Terastallized might take a hit from Crown.
Yeah. This will end with Terastallized, probably with Terastallized coming out and try to win the game.
Yeah, Terastallized can always lock into Poltergeist and hope to crit everyone.
Yeah. I can see that. Terastallized is still a problem for Savage. Being AV and having that bitter blade. One of the problems is that it doesn't have the Quavel or something.
And the Ice Beam kills.
Yeah, I was expecting that to kill. So what happens now is that if he's locked in Ice Beam,
it's gotta be Terastallized. Iron Crown. Yeah, Iron Crown is switching in, and Stormbound probably has to adjust to Terastallized and hope that Terastallized can take a hit and kill back, because Ice Beam, Scarf Ice Beam is gonna sweep Dragapult and Rotom, unless there's a Sash involved.
I can see a way Savage wins this. So if it's a Dragon Dance with no item, he can tank a Shadow Sneak. Poltergeist won't affect him, and he can try to win the game there.
But that's a very, very hard call, not to bring an item.
Yeah, it's an hard call, but it's one of the things that I can see winning the game for Savage.
I mean, it could happen, but that's a very, very hard call. Not bringing an item on Dragapult. I think I would rather bring the Ghost Resisting Berry or something.
Yeah, probably.
Works in a similar way. Yeah, but it works in a similar way, I guess. Yeah, and Orange is saying that Stormbound ran Shadow Claw last game, so making the Poltergeist call might not be...
I guess.
Might be a bit of a stretch here.
I don't think Crown kills here. And the problem is he won't even make some damage because he might just bitter blade and recover all the damage that Crown may put on the Terastallized.
Yeah, I'm not sure Crown can win this 1v1.
I don't know about the Stormbound games, but why do they have to be so close at the end? The second time.
I think at this point the games are starting to reach a level that both players are very prepared for a lot of things. And then one shots. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I was checking. It's maybe an adamant Terastallized from the damage that it put it.
Yeah. We've seen
Or not, because Jolie can also kill at that range, I guess. But it's not so likely of a percentage to KO.
Now, if this Dragapult is special and not physical, yeah,
Oof,
yeah, yeah,
and it's GG. Yeah,
exactly,
this AV was
exactly,
such a great call.
yeah. It totally was. Bitter Blade wins the game from here. Yeah.
This Surledge. Oh, we have the win condition. not the win condition because of a Scarf Ninja. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
What a
outspeeding
game.
him. What a game. Let me check
What seemed to be. Yeah,
if our
check if
players
there are some.
would like to come in for an interview. But keep on. You were going about something.
Yeah, this is so good. This AV Surledge in this game. Great one. We were. I was talking. Something that I was afraid of. It was the Quaquavel in this game. The Quaquavel being shipped so hard early by that Rillaboom with Rocky Helmet was enough to Surledge to shine with its Bitter Blade, Poltergeist, and Shadow Sneak. It was really a threat. I mean, I don't know if Ursaluna would be better here.
Right. We're gonna have both players on call in a minute.
Nice.
They're just dealing with minor situations at the moment. All right. So this Cerulege was crazy.
I was not thinking about the AV at all.
Yeah. The second we were sure about the AV, I thought immediately, what if Dragapult is special here?
True.
What Dragapult was was the way out here, possibly if it was physical. Even then, with that amount of damage it took from Shadow Sneak, I don't really know if it would make a difference. But being special sure made it much more comfortable for Cerulege.
True. That damage was too much.
Yeah, and like Orange is saying, if it was physical and went into Phantom Force, you just hard switch into Greninja Ice Beam, and Cerulege takes the game anyway in the end. Because Greninja can take a Phantom Force for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it didn't really matter if Dragapult was special or physical, I guess.
I guess not.
I guess the game was over the second that Crown fainted.
Basically, he even tried. He tried to put some work with the crown, but it was not enough.
Yeah, they didn't. They were not bulky enough.
So here we have both coaches. We have Savage and Stormbound. Hi guys.
Hello.
A good game, I would say.
Good game. Good. That was a fun game.
Max Predestor Village. Ooh.
Yeah. It was AV, right? Or just
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
AV.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah,
no.
it was AV.
Charlotte
I
is
was-
the best mon on the planet. I love this mon. Ever since I traded for it, it's done so well.
It's a good mon, yeah. It can run some bulk sets while dealing a lot of damage.
Mhm.
This was like a 50-50 match, like
Indeed.
very early on. So Quaquavel seemed to like to run through Stormbound team but Zerlef seemed to run about the other way around.
It was Go-Go that made me sweat. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I was gonna address because chat maybe be interesting in it. Why the Go-Go? What's the process about it?
So I saw him have Rillaboom, and I figured if I have an Ursaluna, you would want some way to neutralize Ursaluna from spamming ground attacks.
Mhm.
And then I was actually Grass Pelt. So when you're in the grassy terrain, you get 1.5 defense. So when he clicked Ice Spinner, I was really sad because I was like, damn, I should have bulked up so I can neutralize his damage so I can try to stay, healthy for Greninja. But that's hindsight. But anyways, yeah, I realized that his team wasn't that fast. Like, no disrespect, obviously a loss or whatnot. But I figured that, like, he wouldn't run speed against my team because my team myself isn't that fast. It's just Dragapult and then goes into Iron Crown, if I believe. Or no, Salazzle then Iron Crown.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, most likely he's not going to bring speed on any of his mods. So that brings me the opportunity to be max speed, Jolly, matter of fact, and I'll surprise his Heatran with a high horsepower.
Yep,
And also,
was a surprise.
I was hoping, not to it was to sweep because I was screens on Dragapult. So it was low-key meant to sweep, but Dragapult never really got the opportunity to come in. So
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. I liked the idea. I thought it was somehow sepsi for an instance.
No, like I knew that if you ever bring Go-Go, it was this week probably.
yeah.
Everyone was telling me there's no way he's bringing Go-Go. He has like 7 better mons to bring. But I was like, I might see it. And then I saw it and I started to sweat because actually Heatran had no fire coverage.
Oh no.
Oh.
So even if it didn't die to the horsepower, I was in trouble.
Yeah, good
Good
bring.
prep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good prep.
Yeah, and it ended up paying off a lot. It was quite the show, at least.
The go
Now,
came through.
Yeah, that very, very aggressive play early in the game. Savage, would you like to talk about that? Why did you stay in with Quaquavel?
So once I got momentum against his Heatran, I kind of figured out that I needed to scout this Rillaboom because that is his only switch into Quaquavel currently at the moment. So once I learned that he took like under half from CC, I was like, he's max defense. And
Right.
I have like three decent resistance to grass. So, and I was Rindoberry, but I was more concerned of like, he's not going to click a Woodhammer here because I don't know, like, I don't think he would click Glide because he will want to get the momentum back. You feel me? Because he already is on the back foot. So I think, I had to be aggressive here. I had to chip down Rillaboom as much as I can because I didn't really like Rillaboom against my team because I kind of needed everything else for Tusk.
All right.
I see. What about staying in on Overquill with Enamorous? That surprised me.
I'm not gonna lie, I needed Overcoat dead because I didn't like it being around when I had Go-Go with the Intimidate, and I kind of was like, I was taking a long time because I was like, I don't know what to do here. I can't really. My team doesn't like taking a gunk shot because I didn't break either of my ground types. So I kind of was just, I kind of figured I was like, I'm gonna stay in, and I'm gonna have to do it. And when instead of revealing, I don't know if you got Barbarage or Gunk Shot.
It was Jab. It was Jab. Poison.
It was Jab. Okay.
Yeah.
I was calculating. I lived it, so I was like, I'd rather trade Enam for at least like no hazards right now because once the hazards come up, then I figured Greninja's just gonna click Dark Pulse at the end of the game and beat me. So I was trying to pivot my game towards that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Nice.
Honestly, it almost got there, like top gold. My god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
the
the way-
goat almost ended the game. We were not sure if it was going to survive our swim or not, but
I want to know if that was a roll or not. I don't think it was.
No, it wasn't.
no,
I was
You were modded,
I was mild. I was mild. Yes, a plus.
Oh yeah. So okay. Yeah. No, it did not matter at all. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
By the way, Storm, sorry, Luis.
Go ahead.
You said that you didn't have a fire move coverage on Heatran. What's the idea? Because I can see the Heatran being like a switch in somehow to ground. And
The Heatran changed set so much during prep. Like it started from like a Magma Storm, lefties special defense set. I went to a Power Herb Solar Beam lead at some point to try and surprise a possible Swampert on turn 1. But I was like, he definitely knows if he sees Heatran. But too many things that can go wrong. So I pivoted back to Spadef set, and in the process, I somehow decided that I didn't need fire coverage. I don't know why.
Nah,
Not sure why. But it did not matter, so yeah.
Yeah, and Savage, why not Swampert in this match?
dude, I was like, I feel like Swampert was like a sitting duck, and I just lose momentum. Because I figured this matchup, I was like, I could not lose momentum. Because if I lose momentum, I lose a Pokemon, and then my fan goes to the crap. So I felt like Swampert was like easy bait for Heatran. I probably wouldn't have expected the power of Solar Beam. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought Heatran would be more tailored for Dragapult, because Sylveon is a worse matchup in my opinion. So I didn't think you have that, and yeah, I was just Rillaboom was annoying, so I couldn't bring Swampert.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Well, any more questions, Luis?
No.
Nah.
I'm good. If you guys want to mention anything else, go ahead.
I got nothing else to mention.
No, I just love Serlins. That's all I have.
All right.
Good luck in
It's a good
final,
moment.
boy.
If you win the league, is Surledge going to be the emote you're gonna choose?
Oh, I get an emote? Oh,
Yeah.
if I win?
Emotes. Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a tough question. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah. Winner gets an emote.
It's a contender though.
Yeah.
We have quite the collection already.
Yeah.
All right.
Luis?
In
Awesome.
that case, thank you both for the great match. You've been playing amazingly until now, and especially in this game. Thank you everyone that's watching. Thank you Kao for casting with me, and
No
I hope
problem.
everyone had a good time. And we'll see you tomorrow for another stream.
Bye, guys.
Adios. Good luck in the finals.
Adios.